That one?
Wait, what am I helping with?
Just make sure that all of these are set.
So that one is live, so that's set.
But then we have to make, because that one
Our people are supposed to be logging in right now?
Yeah, but that one should be connected to this guy, so we have to.
All right.
If that.
Hello. Hello. See? Not pretty much.
What am I seeing? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep, it's connected.
Howdy, folks.
Check 2, 4. Do you have any, like, can you go grab my headphones?
You know, it might screech.
Yeah,
I have no idea where your headphones are. Where are your headphones?
What?
Where?
I don't know. It'll be fine. Woo!
In case you need extra gloss.
Oh, 2 people are here. Who's here? We can't see, can we? Hello, 2 people that are here. Sorry.
I wanted to go.
Is Grandma?
I don't know, probably. Oh, now there's 4 people on this one. Hello, 4 people. Glad you could be here.
Okay.
There's 7 people now.
Oh, 7 people.
Okay.
Getting people logged on.
Hi, 7 people.
All right.
All right. Yeah. There's one more. Okay. Rue,
Yes.
how do I do this?
How do you do what? What are you doing?
Hi, Patty. I'm glad you found it too.
What are you trying to do?
How do I go live there?
Right here.
So glad you're here.
Bam, bam. Okay, no. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Great.
But it should be this way. Can it be back?
Switch it. Yep.
There we go.
Lovely.
What is it only up and down?
I mean, it's gonna be a lot better that way, but I'll set it up nice.
Okay. So this is why I have my glasses, so that I can read this. Patty says hi to you guys too.
Hi.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, we can see you right there.
Okay.
Can everybody hear everything okay? The Navos are here.
Hey, Al. Hi, Jackie.
Hello.
Is the piano coming through? Is it too loud? Is the piano too loud? How's the balance? Okay. We are. I'm gonna begin. I don't think I will ever get used to this because it sounds good. Oh, thanks, Patty. Yeah, getting used to talking to people but not having them talk back. So I've got my glasses so that I can read the screens, and then I have to take them off so that I can read my music. I am that age. Okay, thanks for being here. I'm gonna get started. It's just me, not a we. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna play some tunes. I'm gonna play for about an hour and a half or so. I've got I've got my album on a thumb drive, and if you want to throw a couple of dollars in the virtual tip jar, which you can go to PayPal or you can go to Venmo. Those are the two that I use. If you throw a couple of dollars in, and then make sure in the note you put the email address that you want the album sent to, I will send it to you at the end of the evening. So make sure you just make a note, and I will get the album to you, which I recorded live, and hopefully you made that several months ago. Super fun to do, but we've kind of narrowed it down to the best takes of each, and I'll send that out to you at the end of the night. And I'm going to, actually, I'm going to have Ruby. Ruby, would you type in my email address and the Venmo
Right now?
info on these guys? Yeah. But I'm
I don't know your Venmo info.
It's just at Gmail.
Oh, okay. At gmail.com?
Yeah.
So the email and the same thing.
Yeah. But I'm gonna start singing while I do that. So
Yeah.
why don't you check yourself out in the camera?
Wait, it's had a hair. Oh my god.
I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna be singing most of the songs from that album, and then I'm also gonna be singing a bunch of new ones because I can't seem to stop writing here in this time and in this space. And then I'm gonna sing a couple of old ones. And if you have anything that you really want to hear, I will do my best to get to it. Hopefully I can still play it. But I will do my best. Forget about those ties that bind. What happens if we just unwind? What we are left with, what are we left with this time? And in a moment you just don't care. And in a moment it's so unfair. What we are left with, what are we left with this time? Along this winding road, we can see the sun, we can see the shadows, we can come down. We never know what this life holds. On every path we just don't know. What will be left with? What are we left with this time? All along this winding road, we can see the sun, we can see the shadow. There's a broken heart for every waking battle. Along this winding road, we can see the sun, we can see the shadows. There's a broken heart for every winning battle. There's an empty moment, space to fill with what we are left with. What are we left with? Forget about those ties that bind. What happens if we just don't mind? What we are left with, what are we left with this time? And in a moment you just don't care. If in a moment you can't see what's unfair, what will we be left with? What will we be left with? What are we left with? So that's a tune from the new album. Hi, Tara. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So if you just hopped on, and Tara is here too. I have two Taras here. Oh, I'm so glad. Just shout out if you can't see or hear well enough, and I'll try to fix it. I am going to send my album to everybody who wants to throw a couple of dollars in the virtual tip jar tonight. That song I just played is on that new album that I recorded in August. It was a super, super fun recording process, even though we were in the midst of all sorts of not being able to be together. We were at the studio, and it was a lovely, lovely, lovely experience getting to record live, even without an audience. But I miss having people to play in front of. So it's nice to be here. Hi, Austin. Thanks so much for coming. All right. I'm going to play a little guitar next. I think I'm just going to step over here. All right, I'm going to play another tune from the album, and then I'm going to play some older tunes. If I show up on your doorstep, would you let me in? If I bring to you my broken, would you know where to begin? If I can't see with the eye, come to you empty, 'cause this road's been long. Will you see me weak? Will you see me strong? If I show up on your doorstep, if I write you a letter, would you hold it to your heart? If I bring you an ending, would you help me with a start? If I reach for your hand, would you lean in? Would you breathe into this moment? Would you breathe into my skin? If I write you a letter, if I tell you of my lovers, would you flash that knowing grin? Would you put your arm around me and pull me in? Would you say love grows bigger every day? With each one you love, none of this side change. If what if this is perfect? What if it's not? What if it's the best chance we ever got? If I never even met you, would we be the same? If we hadn't shared these moments, if I never known your name, if every choice I made I didn't end up alone, if I follow the rules, if I just stayed home, if I All right, I'm gonna make a couple of adjustments here because this is not going, because that is there. And I'm gonna scoot this over so that I can see here, and then I'm gonna do this, and then that should be a little bit better. Okay. Tara, if you so Tara asked how to tip. I have Venmo and I have PayPal. So PayPal through ginaholsapple@gmail.com, and then Venmo is just at Gina Holsapple. So that's the virtual tip jar is through either Venmo or PayPal. And just make sure in the note that you put what email you want the album to. So I'll just make sure that gives me kind of a paper trail so I know where to send it. So that's the best way to give a tip, and I'll send you the new album. Oh, hey. Hi from St. Louis. Oh, I'm so glad you tuned in. Yay. Amazing. Okay. All right. Now I'm a little more comfortable. I'm gonna give another tune a go. I don't love the angle of that, but we'll make do. Okay. I went to several years ago now. I went to hear Glennon Doyle speak, and she and a whole bunch of other women did this thing, and it was incredible and life-changing and empowering. And she just is truly inspiring, and is it's really easy to be super fake a lot of the time, and she goes into this incredibly real space. And so it's something that I aspire to do and be, and I'm sometimes very good at it, and sometimes I'm very bad at it. But she told this story, how she was, in her hilarious way, she's talking about how she's completely falling apart, but her kids still want to eat, and so she has to, she hasn't showered in a week, and they still need food, and she has to go to the grocery store, and it's, we're all just rolling. But because it's tragic and funny and tragic, and so she tells this story of getting to the grocery store, and she, just looked like hell. And her, the woman at the register reaches over and grabs her hand and says, "Oh, honey, I know you're in the valley, but the valley's where the good stuff grows." And so I went home and I thought about that story a ton. And about 2 months later, I had this really vivid dream, and in it, somebody or something told me that I needed to write the song. It's like, duh, write this song. So I wrote that after that story. I don't mind the valley, the river runs there. I don't need no mountains high, with all that thin air. Just give me the valley. It's where the water flows. I live in the valley. That's where things grow. Here's another road, there's another ride. Here's another road, don't know where this one goes. Will you really see me? Will you set me free? Will I really break this time? I don't mind the valley. The river runs there. I don't need no mountains high. With all that in there, just give me the valley. It's where the water flows. where things grow. And when I'm barely breathing, back up against a wall, clinging to this mountain, knowing I will fall. But I'll give it one more try. Maybe I can make it this time, until I am reminded that I don't mind the valley. The river runs there. I don't need no mountain tops. All that thin air, just give me the valley. It's where the water flows. I live in the valley. That's where things grow. I live in the valley. 'Cause that's where I go. All right, I am. Is this? Oh, hi, Mick. Facebook folks, can you still? I can't see myself, but you can still see and hear me. Oh, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. All right. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Getting into a better flow. Again, this lack of feedback. It's hard for me to get in a flow when it's hard for me to get in a flow. It's a very quiet room with a lot of bright lights. I'm just gonna play for myself a little bit. Thank you all for being here. I am gonna move. I used to be really like a stickler about memorizing my songs and knowing all the lyrics and knowing all the chords, and I've decided that the real me needs a cheat sheet with all the chords written out. So I'll be moving my papers around and my glasses around. All right, here we go. It's been one of those days I just needed to see your face. You caught me in a stare, just trying to see if you still care. 'Cause it's so hard to find the laughter when there's no happy ever after. So I'm just trying to carve my story through the love that's there before me. And this world's got a whole lot of trouble. This life's got its share of up and down. But when we're in this moment, I float a little bit up off the ground. And when I reach for your hand, I'm just trying to help you understand. I head out under a full moon, hoping I might find you in that little voice that whispers only the truth. I've said my share of goodbyes. I've said hello, I've cried and cried and cried. That this world's got a whole lot of trouble. This life's got its share of up and down. But when we're in this moment, I float a little bit up off the ground. And when I reach for your hand, I'm It's another night at home. I think I'm happy to be here alone. 'Cause I stopped trying to hold my breath a long time ago. Yeah, this world's got a whole lot of trouble. This life's got its share of up and down. But when we're in this moment, I float a little bit up off the. When we're in this moment, I float a little bit up off the. When we're in this moment, I float a little bit up off the ground. And when I reach for your hand, I'm just trying to help you understand. That tune is on the new album, and if you are just jumping on, I am anybody who wants to just throw a couple bucks in the virtual tip jar, I will email you the album. We recorded it in a live album, but have never toured enough to make that feasible, because you kind of have to do a whole bunch of shows to get the good takes of songs. And so I set up my own live version, virtual live version, and it was a ton of fun. It is also on YouTube if you're interested in checking out the entire thing, where I play each song, 4 or 5 times. But this album is the result of that, so I picked the best of that, and there's a little bit there's a little bit of chatting and stuff that happens in between tunes, and so I will send that to you. If you throw a couple bucks in the tip jar, I have Venmo and PayPal. Both are under Dina Holsapple, and make sure that you put your email address in a note with that so that I know where to send the album. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm gonna just kind of check out who's here. Hey, sister. Oh, hey, Mom. Excellent. Hey, Tracy. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. And Stephen from St. Louis. Oh, so excited. All right. Let's see. Also, if you have any requests, I will try to make sure. I'll try to make sure that I see them as they go. Anyway, just let me know. All right, I am going to. I'm gonna go back to piano. I lived in New York City for a couple of years of my young adult life. It was a lifetime ago. But New York City I have spent a lot of time there. And I love it. And there was a gentleman that used to sit at the end of our street. I lived on 19th Street, and every morning he would bring his lawn chair down, and he had an apartment. He had lived there for I don't know how many years, probably close to 30 by the time I got there, and he would just sit in his lawn chair on this side of the street and just sit outside every day. And every morning I would walk down and grab a bagel and say hello to him, and I swear he was Santa Claus. He had the big white beard, and he sat and chain smoked all day long, every day at the end of 19th Street. Santa sits smoking on the corner of my street, and I don't know what I'd say if I've got a couple of questions I'm dying to ask, but I have to make sure that the fantasy lasts. It's so hard to believe. The more that I'm learning, the less that I know. It's so hard to believe. If innocence breaks us, will we just awake on another bright sunrise, or on another bad day? What does life really bring us? What do we really know? Is it random, or lessons to learn as we go? It's so hard to believe. The more that I'm learning, the less that I know. It's so hard to believe. I sat there in silence with nowhere to go. There's so much inside us that we'll never know. Then a whisper of laughter rushed over my lips, with a shift in his glance saying, "Maybe this is all there is." Oh, believe. The more that I'm learning, the less that I know. It's so hard to believe. Santa sits smoking on the corner of my street, and I remember the day that we met. I had the heart of a skeptic and a mind full of wishes. It's so hard to believe. It's so hard to believe. So that's my holiday tune for y'all. Checking in. Oh yeah. Hi, sister. Okay. Let's see. What I'm gonna jump to some brand new songs. I'm gonna play a handful of songs that I've written actually since I recorded the album. Hold on, I think I may have lost this. Oh. I'm gonna I'm still here. I'm just trying to fix. Facebook is not is not playing nice on my computer. Or maybe it's my computer that's not playing nice. But we're gonna do this. Okay. Anyway, I've written a handful of songs since I recorded the album. And so I'm going to share those with you now. It is songwriting. Those of you, songwriting is just how I cope with the world. And there's a lot of coping that needs to happen these days. And so I do it because it's what my heart needs. And if it helps anybody else through their day ever, then it is certainly worth it. Anyway, thanks for being here. Through shifting sand, switching hands, finding the balance that isn't there. Climb to the roof, caught in the stars. Is there really something there? Colors are running, the sunrise is coming. But if I leave the light on and the doors wide open, are you something to count on? Will you be there by morning? Through all the shouting, there'll always be doubt. But if we just keep reaching out, climb into bed, cover my head, pray that the monsters don't get too loud. I know sleep is fleeting, but if I leave the light on and the doors wide open, are you something to count on? Will you be here by morning? I'm always searching for some kind of meaning. All of the bleeding and bleeding, I'm always reaching out to you. If I leave the light on and the doors wide open, are you something to count on? Will you be here by morning? If I leave the light on and the doors wide open, are you something to count on? Please be something to count on. I'll be something to count on. I will be here by morning. All right. Hi, Marina. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, it's so good to perform. It's so weird to perform. I don't know. I mean, I hope you're enjoying. I mean, I'm really enjoying it, but it's still just a strange experience to. Maybe someday I don't want to get used to it. I'd rather play for y'all live. But until that can happen, and the beauty of this is I can, you all are all over the place, and if I was playing just in Oswego, New York, you wouldn't be able, not all of you would be able to be here. So here's another new one. If I were a rose, you were a clover, would I bring the love? Would luck win you over? If I were the night sky, you were the moonlight, would we ever get lost? Ever get lost? Are there too many questions? Will there ever be answers? Is there plenty of music? Just not enough dancers. Will the melody come? Will I hear it? Will I live this life, or will I learn to fear it? If I were silence, would you still hear me? Would you travel through time just to be near me? If this were the story, would I be the hero? I feel the pain, but still know exactly where I should go. I have too many questions. Will there ever be answers? Is there plenty of music? Just not enough dancers. Will the melody come? Will I hear it? All of this life, or will I learn to fear it? Gonna look down the back roads, gonna know where the wildflowers grow, gonna tend to my garden. I'll finally know I can reach out and hold you, 'cause I know you do that too. Too many questions. Will there ever be answers? Is there plenty of music? Just not enough dancers. Will the melody come? And will I hear it? All right. Oh, yeah. I can do those, Marina. Do you know what? Because I oh, hi, cousin. Yay. Oh, Asha, I'm so glad you're here. I had the thought, Marina, because that I can never remember the words to that song when it's always requested and I can never remember it. And so I made sure that I had the words here just in case. Okay, so this song, I have to tell you about this song. I'm gonna well, I'm finding it maybe. Hold on, it's not that old. It's called On the Tree Line, and I have awesome cousins, and one of my cousins, she sent me a message, or she called me or wrote me a letter, an email. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And she said, I have a friend who is, who has cancer right now. She's going through a really hard time. Her mom died when she was little. Her mom died of cancer, and now she has cancer, and it's just a really, really rough go. She's one of my best friends, and I need to give her the perfect Christmas present, and that perfect Christmas present is a song written by you. So will you please write her a song? With pressure. Oh my goodness, so much pressure. But I was, deeply honored, and so when I am deeply honored, I say yes. I lean in and I say yes. And so it was like in June or July when she asked me. She was giving me plenty of time, and it got to be November, and I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do about this song? And so I just locked myself in a room and wouldn't let myself leave until it came out. So this is the song that came out, but it is it's one of the more requested songs that I get from my crew of friends from Camp Bristol Hills. So here's On the Tree Line. think of all that you've lived through. I think of where you have been. I think of all the mountains you've climbed, if you'll have to climb again. I think of how inspired I am to be your best friend. And the sun sets on the tree line, snow melts on the mountainside, and I'm sitting by my best friend's side, staring at his smile. We talk about our dreams to come, wondering where they come from, holding up the next day's sun, hoping I will last. I know the seasons they will always change. Know that nothing ever really stays the same. I know in this life there'll be pain, but I'll be here and the sun sets on the tree line. Snow melts down the mountainside, and I'm sitting by my best friend's side, staring at his smile. We talk about our dreams to come, wondering where they come from, holding up the next day's sun, hoping I will last. Dreams will come and dreams will go, like butterflies we know, crossing paths we will grow by taking time to dance. And the sun sets on the tree line, snow melts down the mountainside, and I'm sitting by my best friend's side, wondering where they come from, holding up the next day's sun. Sets on the tree line, snow melts down the mountainside, and I'm sitting by my best friend's side, staring at his smile. We talk about our dreams to come, wondering where they come from, holding up the next day's sun, hoping I will last, hoping I will last. All right, I'm gonna do another tune from the album. Any of you, if any of you have just jumped on, I just recorded an album in August. It's a live-ish album, and I am if you feel like throwing a couple of dollars in the virtual tip jar, I have Venmo and PayPal. Both are at Gina Holsapple or Gina Holsapple at Gmail for PayPal. Make sure that you put your email address in the little note if you do that, and I will make sure that I send the album to you at the end of the night. All right. Okay. This one. I think a lot of us. I think a lot of us tend to cling to each other, and I think in ways that's important. But in a lot of ways, we can kind of look to other people for security that we may just need to find inside of ourselves. Oh, wait, I need to keep up for that. My voice will not go that low. All right. Deep into my eyes, your words like sails knew just where to go. So I mistook you for a boat, just wanted to float away. I learned to swim another day when the world comes crashing in. When they say it's only sink or swim, when the ocean gets so damn big and it's hard to keep my head above the crashing waves just to make it through the day. Anyone who knows me knows I like to feet on the ground, and now there is no land in sight. And I think I might have mistook you for a boat, just wanted to float away. I learned to swim another day when the world comes crashing in. When they say it's only sink or swim, when the ocean gets so damn big and it's hard to keep my head above the crash pressure waves just to make it through the day. Forgot your arms get tired just like mine. Forgot that you weren't here to keep me from crying. Forgot the part is still of my own home. It might not be fine, just wanna float away. I learned to swim another day when the world comes crashing in. When they say it's only sink or swim, when the ocean gets so damn big, and it's hard to keep my head above the waves just to make it through the day. Oh, I lost it. I'm sorry to say that I mistook you for a boat. That's why I have to have the chords written out, because I don't remember them. I don't even try anymore. I used to try. Now I write them down. Only halfway, apparently, sometimes. All right. I am going to, let's see. I'm going to do, this is a song I wrote after I went to, oh no, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do and then I was a part of a really cool project, and they actually did it this year. They did a whole bunch of young songwriters, and they did it online, which was I was happy to see that they did that, and all of the participants were under 20, I think, under 21. Anyway, this project is called the Guitar Project, and it is it was started by a gentleman in New York City, and I had the honor of doing an interview with him, and he started this project. He had this idea of, he had this thought about music, and I think it's very, very true that music happens in a particular time, in a particular space, and that everything about the energy in that moment that the song is written is specific, and specific to time and place and instrument and person. And so his thought was to take one guitar and pass it around, that single guitar, pass it around, and everybody would get 1 week to write one song on this one guitar. And so there are about, the last I knew, there were about 35 cities around the world that participated in this project. So each city has a single guitar that is the Guitar Project guitar, and then a curator that is in charge of that guitar for the city. And then it circles around, and there are 5 songwriters every fall, and they take the guitar each for 1 week, and are tasked with writing one song through that week. And so I had the real pleasure of being a part of that. Syracuse is one of the cities, remarkably, Syracuse is part of this, along with, every other major city in the world. And so I did this project, and I got the guitar. I got it first in the group of 5. And I was like, I can write a song in an hour. If I don't, if the song isn't written in an hour, then I'm struggling too hard, and I throw it out. But, it's not, I've been writing songs for 30 years. It's just kind of in my veins. And so I wasn't really worried about it. I picked up the guitar, I was playing around with it, and all of a sudden that judgment brain pulls in. You know what that's like. I'm certain you all know what that judgment brain does. And all of a sudden, everything that I tried to do on this guitar was terrible. And all of a sudden, I remembered who the other 4 songwriters were in this area, and they were all brilliant. And I knew that they were brilliant, and who was I to be a part of this group of people? And how was I going to write a song good enough to stand up to all of these other songs that we would have to perform at the end of this experience, and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I put away the guitar. And for 5 days, that guitar just sat in its case. And on the 6th day, after I had spent 3 nights just in full meditation, in full just let go, Gina. In full, you were not asked to write a good song. You were just asked to write a song. It doesn't have to be good. Just write a song. They say I write a pretty good love song, short and sweet. Where is love in the heart of the rubble when you're buried deep? When the sun goes up and the sun goes down, we move on from town to town. Still there's no hatred that I have found that is bigger than love. And most love songs just talk about you and me. They don't talk about what it's like to be free to love everyone. Not worried about what's past, but what we can become. When the sun goes up and the sun goes down, we move on from town to town. Still there's no hatred that I have found that is bigger than love. What if I just treat you with respect? Assume you're mostly good even when you're wrecked. What if you did the same? What if you got to know more than my name? And I know you've seen the gates of hell and live to tell it. I can't change what's done, it's done. But I can love. And the sun goes up and the sun goes down. We move on from town to town. Still there's no hatred that I have found that is bigger than love. Bigger than love. The sun goes up and the sun goes down. And all of these cities and all of these towns, still there is no hatred that I have found that is bigger than love. That is bigger than love. All right. I am going to. Hey, y'all. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. I miss you all. I wish you were all in this little room with me. I mean, it may be a little crowded, but that's what I would prefer. But I am so happy that you're here, and I'm happy to be singing. Because I always feel better after I sing, and I hope that you feel better after I sing as well. All right. I'm gonna sing. So this is Marina requested this song, so I'm gonna sing this one as well. But I don't trust myself to remember the words. So this is a song I wrote a very long time ago, and this is another one I did the same kind of show last April after, when we kind of all, like, a couple of weeks after we had shut down, and I was kind of going out of my skin, trying to figure out what this world was about. And so, anyway, this same cousin who had asked me to write this other song that was requested as well, she sent me a text, and she said if you could play this song, because she's a nurse in St. Louis actually, and she said, this song means the world to me right now. And I wrote it a long time ago about another time and another space and I was another human being when I wrote this. But it's funny how sometimes there are lines between our lives, like how we kind of cycle around, and it's both eerie and magical and beautiful, and you never know what's gonna kind of hit you around this time. You caught me breathing a little slower. You caught me needing a little more. And you fought the good fight, but I fought it harder, and you stayed up all night while I slept longer. I gave up thinking I'd find a reason. Meaning changes with every season, and they never get you, but you end up bleeding, and the words I love you are lost in their screaming. And the bridge is sturdy, but I feel it swinging, and I know I'll get there if I believe it. You say you need me a little longer. You say I'd stay here if I was stronger, and you fight the good fight, but I fought it harder. And you say you're not fine, and why do I bother? And the bridge will hold me, but I feel it swinging, and I know I'll get there if I believe it. We fight the good fight. You fight the good fight. You fight the good fight, but I fight it harder. All right, let's see. All right. So good. So good. Okay. I don't have a single idea what time it is. Do you know what's really funny? Oh, I say. I set a clock up so that I would know what time it was, because I kind of wanted to like keep track of how long I was playing. And Ruby was in here helping me set up, and then he promptly like walked out and like knocked it over and busted it, and then he put the battery back in, but I'm pretty sure he put it in backwards because the clock's no longer working, so it's still 8:05. So we got plenty of time, right? All right, so I am, okay. This song was the hardest song for me to do on the album, just because there's so many emotions attached to it, and the intensity with which I have to experience it and to do it over and over again. And I would get about 3/4 of the way through it, and I would be like, and I would clutch, and I wouldn't be able to get through it. Finally, at the end of the night, I got it. Thank goodness, or else it wouldn't be on the album, but it is. She stood in the tower, crown on her bed, a lifetime of power, a body full of dread. Her lover in the battlefield, tearing down the walls, kept her in the castle, kept her feeling strong. It's too late to hide what we've hidden inside. Hearts have been broken, but we're finally open. Did we have a choice? Did you find your voice? What was it came flooding in to fill out the void? And I will walk with you down the path to this river of truth, 'cause I am finally open, 'cause my heart has been broken. Nothing to lose, no crown on his head. It's torn from his body and he was left for dead. His lover in the tower would never understand all they had taken from him. It's too late to hide, we've hidden inside. Hearts have been broken, but we're finally open. Did we have a choice? Did you find your voice? She fell to her knees, hammer in her hand, stones crumbling round her. She was too tired to stand. Her lover and the tears came pouring from inside, but they couldn't bring him back to life. The walls came down, people rushed in. They let themselves cry and they held out their hands. They said these walls are prisons, both inside and out. All our hands are dirty, so I bring them down. Themselves crying, they held out their hands. They said these walls are prisons, both inside and out. All our hands are dirty, so I bring them down. Bring them So that tune is on the new album, and if you're just jumping on, and if you want to receive that new album, just throw a couple of dollars in the virtual tip jar, either Venmo or PayPal at Gina Holsapple or ginaholsapple@gmail.com. And just make sure in the note with it that you put an email address where I can send you the album, and then you'll have it. So feel free to do that, and I'll send all of those out when we're done here tonight. Anyway. Oh, spots of light. Oh, 48th Street, Matt. That's awesome. Yeah, I lived on 19th and 805. Is it? Yes, it's 805. It's not. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't 805 here anymore. It used to be. But it is somewhere a little bit past that now. Anyway, Spots of Light. I would love to play Spots of Light. You got it. I wrote this song November 2016. Again, this is how I cope. We walk through dark to find the light. We pray for dawn in these never-ending nights. And who knew I'd meet you? Who knew I'd care? Who knew I'd want to take you out past Orion in a sky that never ends? There's a world at night with spots of light, a humming place to land. In this world that's grown so dark, with so much pain and fear, will be spots of light in the darkest night. I'll let you know I'm here. You barely whisper, and I know you're there. In just this moment when I need someone who cares. And all our life is measured in moments. A simple smile, a passing high can take me out past Orion in a sky that never ends. There's a world at night with spots of light, a humbling place to land. In this world that's grown so dark, with so much pain and fear, will be spots of light in the darkest night. I'll let you know I'm here. We can follow the moments, follow the clues. You've got something to say, we got nothing to lose. We'll give up our gravity, fly through the stars, out past Orion, in the sky that never ends. There's a world at night with spots of light, a humbling place to land. In this world that's grown so dark, with so much pain and fear, will be spots of light in the darkest night. I'll let you know, I'll let you know I'm here. All right, I'm going to, let's see. What else is on my list? I'm going to do probably 3 or more songs tonight. Yeah. All right. Let's do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 4 more tunes. I'm gonna do 4 more tunes for you tonight. Pull myself together. Hold on, I need a drink of water. I'm gonna sing a song. I haven't sang it for a long time. In fact, I forgot that it existed. And then I was going through. I was kind of going through all of my tunes, of which I have a fair amount. And a lot of them I don't know how to play anymore, but I'm trying to kind of relearn them and write down the chords and remember them. But this is one. It's not that old, but I just kind of I stopped playing it. I'm not sure why. But I'm gonna give it a go now. Mostly because when I pulled it out, it was relevant again. You know, one of those cycles around. The idea of like you don't know. You just don't know until you have something different. You don't know what you got. It actually came out of I was at a folk festival. I was at Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, and I was having a conversation. Computer engineer, and we were, talking about computers and how like nobody really knows how they work until they break, and then you have to figure it out. So we had this kind of long philosophical conversation about that. And then on my drive home, I decided I didn't want to listen to the radio. I decided I would write a song instead. You don't know just how it goes till it's broken. You don't know until the rain comes. There'll be no rainbow. You don't know until it's broken. You don't swim until you sink, until you're thirsty. You won't drink until your lifeboat's the one thing that keeps you floating. You don't swim until you sink. And it's not till you find the darkest part of night that you truly believe the hope that can follow the sunrise. And you don't love till you cry, till your heart's broken. You won't find the way your heart soars, just like a bird flies. You don't love until you cry, and you don't get till you give, until compassion is how you live, until love is so big. You don't get until you give. And it's not till you see the darkest part of night that you truly believe the hope that don't sing without a voice, without the courage to make some noise, to let your spirit follow its true course. You don't sing without a voice, and you don't know until it's broke. All right. Awesome, Asha. Yay. Okay. Wait, can you? Oh, Tame. Yeah, I can. I'll add it. That's one I can play, actually. And I got it. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna do it on guitar though, I think. I used to do that one on piano, and but I started playing it on guitar and I liked it. So I'm pretty sure I have all the words in my brain. Now I'm gonna do 4 more because there was just another request. So I will do Tame. The story behind this one is I grew up in Kansas, and everybody here in New York makes fun of me a little bit because they know they can't diss Kansas in front of me, because I love it there. It's just there's one. I've traveled all over the earth, and the moment that they burn the grass in eastern Kansas and then it comes back the most vivid green you have ever seen, it's just my absolute favorite. I think I know the words. I can't find it. Anyway, but I had this kind of like I had a long conversation with my sister actually about a conference that she had just gone to, and I think it was when she was living in Minnesota. I don't know, it was a long time ago. And they were talking about how the prairie used to be as wildly diverse as the Amazon, and the prairie was just this like incredible wild place, and so the covered wagons coming through that area, they were not like coming through what we think of as like a meadow. It was like 10 feet tall grasses and just wildly diverse and very, very like a very intense landscape. And then we proceeded to like plow it all under, and there's only like 1% or 2% of actual prairie left in the middle of our country. And so I personified the ocean, which we are happy to see as this wildly diverse kind of raw, rare space, and the prairie, which we don't anymore. When the prairie met the ocean, she said, "What do you see? 'Cause I've heard things about you that I think are just make-believe. I can see that you're strong, but is that really all? I've been waiting to meet you." Seen me get restless and lose control. I've swallowed their loved ones in the depths of my soul. I'm the tempest inside you and the terrors that bind you. They've tried to tame me for years. I have soaked in their laughter. I've swallowed their tears. I have begged and have cursed when they've called me by name. But I wish they'd not wish me take. The ocean said, Prairie, I've heard of you too, and I think that your life is one. I wish I knew. I can see that you're strong, but is that really all? I've been waiting to meet you. Plowed through my treasures, hoping I'd grow. I have buried their loved ones as they beg for control. Without me, they would have never survived. Now they have left me barely alive. And they've tried to tame me for years. My wind and my lightning is all that they fear. I have begged and have cursed when they've called me by name. But I wish they not wish me tame. I have come to you broken, but I've come to you whole. With all that I'm left with, I've come to behold you. They've tried to tame me for years. I've soaked in their laughter. I've swallowed their tears. I have begged and have cursed when they've called me by name. But I wish they'd not wish. I wish they'd not wish. I wish they'd not wish me take. All right. Just gonna fall down. Okay. I am hold on. I'm gonna check. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so very welcome. Oh, hey, Jesse and Dan. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks, Mick. I knew you would like that one too. All right. I'm gonna sing two more new ones, and then I'm gonna finish up with one that I sing at every show that I do. Thanks to my Bristol Hills crew. It's for almost 10 years. Every week of the summer, I finished out every week of the summer singing it. So, but we'll get there. I'm gonna sing a couple more tunes before that. These next two are new ones as well. We plant flowers to watch them grow. We follow patterns pretending we know that the clouds will come. And we'll watch for rainbows or watch for lightning that'll shatter our soul. We go down with the ship. Will time break our fall? Will we call the bluff and win nothing at all? The fire is lit. Will we walk out the door? Will we still believe there is good anymore? We dug the well, now we're praying for water. Our hearts are good, but our stomachs will falter. The road ahead is as clear as the fall, dear. sisters and of friends. We'll have beginnings and we'll have ends. The path is narrow and sometimes long, and it spins us around and around and around. We go down with the ship. Will time break our fall? Will we call the bluff and win nothing at all? The fire is lit. Will we walk out the door? Will we still believe there is good anymore? We dug the well, now we're praying for water. Our hearts are good, but our stomachs will falter. The road ahead is as clear. I try to do better, try to take my chance, but as long as there's love, I'll still be willing to dance. Will we go down with the ship? Will time break our fall? Will we call a bluff and we're nothing at all? The fire is lit. Will we walk out the door? Will we still believe there is good anymore? Go down with the ship. Will time break our fall? Will we call a bluff and win nothing at all? The fire is lit. Will we walk out the door? Will we still believe there is good anymore? We dug the well, now we're praying for water. Our hearts are good, but our stomachs will falter. The road ahead is as clear as a fall, dear. All right, I'm gonna scoot this out of the way, I think. Oh no, I'm gonna bust something if I do that. It is a small room. I am in a small room. But I'm so happy you all are here with me. And, you know, as much as I would way rather be playing face-to-face with folks, I am just so excited that you all are here and seeing all of these beautiful names from all over. It just makes my heart so happy. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more songs for you. This is my fancy album release concert. Thanks for being here. If you have not had a chance to drop a couple of dollars in the virtual tip jar in order to receive a copy of the new album, feel free to do that. Make sure in the note that you put with it that you put your email address so I know where to send the album. And you can do that at Venmo or at PayPal. Either is fine. My Venmo is at Gina Holsapple, and my PayPal is ginaholsapple@gmail.com. So again, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna do two more songs. Hold on, I need to put on my glasses. I think that was Marina. Oh yeah. Thanks. Oh, I'm so glad. What kind of cookies are you making? So here, it is hard to be a musician in this moment. It is also important to be a musician in this moment. So a lot of you listening are musicians. Thank you for the work that you do. Oh, yum, Marina, almond, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Enjoy them. I bet it smells good in your kitchen. Anyway, without places to play, it's difficult for a lot of people. So, support your local musician. And, if you like what you hear, I'm on all of the platforms. Share local music because it's important. It's important. I don't know how you get through your day, but for me, this is how I get through my day. I'll raise a glass to you like we were still 22, to all the plans we like to make for someday. When the world was still small and we could conquer it all before our hearts could break someone else's sake. I've got my hands in the water, got my head in the sky. Every friend and every lover helped to get me by. I've got a lot to fight for, but tonight I'll sit at home and reminisce about tomorrow, wrap myself in home. I'll turn the lights down low and I won't worry where we're going for tonight. I'll set my fear aside. I hear your voice call out low. It's like an anchor to my soul. It's like a possibility. What I'm not afraid to see. I've got my hands in the water. I got my head in the sky. Every friend and every lover helped to get me by. I've got a lot to fight for, but tonight I'll sit alone and reminisce about tomorrow, wrap myself in home. I'll sit here beside you when you're too afraid to go, because we cling to what we had instead of what we may not know. Though the rock may feel steady, it'll shift us every time until the gems that it uncovers are exactly right. I've got my hands in the water, got my head in the sky. Every friend and every lover helped to get me by. I've got a lot to fight for, but tonight I'll sit alone, reminisce about tomorrow, wrap myself in home, reminisce about tomorrow, wrap myself in home. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. And if you know this song, sing it nice and loud in your own living rooms. I worked for summer camps for about 10 years of my life. And I had a bit of an ego when I was younger, and so I wouldn't really play around the campfire. I had a hard time kind of getting over myself, but my beautiful counselors every summer would say, hey, get over yourself and sing. And so I would. And by the end of those 10 years, at the end of every week, I would sing this song, and all 200 campers would sing along with me. And it was just one of the most magical experiences in my memories. Little star fell down just an hour before midnight. Closed my eyes, it went out. held my breath and took my swan dive, and the surface got deeper when the deeper came closer, and the sounds I heard were different than the noises that the most heard. So take this space and write me a letter. Take my hand and tell me stories, the lands we traveled to. Take my eyes, I wanna see you. Take my mind, I wanna be with you for a moment, just a moment. Sunday evening bright, a falcon flies outside my window. A month too long inside, just a word from you and we'll go to a distance that gets nearer when the nearer moves over. So take this space and write me a love letter. Take my hand and tell me stories, the lands we traveled to. Take my eyes, I wanna see you. Take my mind, I wanna be with you for a moment, just a moment. And I get so tired trying to hold these ends together, trying to keep this drive while I wait for clearer weather. So won't you take this space and write me a love letter? Take my hand and tell me stories of the lands we traveled to. Take my eyes, I wanna see you. Take my mind, I wanna be with you for a moment, just a moment. All right, this is your chorus to sing, so sing it nice and loud. Here we go. Won't you take this space and write me a letter? Take my hands and tell me stories of the lands we traveled to. Take my eyes, I wanna see you. Take my mind, I wanna be with you for a moment, just a moment. Little star fell down just an hour before midnight. Thanks, you all. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to head out to the bar in the lobby. If you want to meet me out there, we can chat, grab a drink. Yeah? Great. Big love, y'all. Thanks so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Be healthy. Give each other love. Always. Okay, y'all. Good night. Good night.